time, any day. And we say this in strong authority. We say this because we have a muscular assurance. We also say this because we have the bragging right. And guess who gave it to us? You did. Right, this morning we'll be talking politics and current affairs because that's what we know how to as a flagship program, prog show right here on this particular dial. And just to set the tone, let me give you some powerful quotes regarding the discourse that we'll be having this morning. We're looking at a topical issue that provides for Naira's free fall, CBN's MPR to rescue. And a debate has been, over this over the time as the Central Bank of Nigeria tried in its best and is still trying to ensure that the inflation rate as well as the economy is in good shape. However, inflation, of course, is taxation without legislation, and that is according to Milton Friedman. This quote, of course, is highlighting the impact of inflation on the economy and the citizens, emphasizing the need for effective monetary policy to control it. Now, the value of money is not in its amount, but in its management. Well, this author is unknown, but one of the strongest parts of this quote is the fact that it emphasizes the importance of prudent financial management and policy decisions in maintaining economic stability. And the last that I would also want to bring to you would be the fact that a strong currency is a sign of a strong economy. Now, this one actually underscores the significance of a stable, currency in reflecting a country's economic health and growth prospects, right? That being said, that would have set the tone for the discourse proper as we delve into Naira's free fall, CBN's MPR to rescue. That is what we are looking at. Now, the Nigerian economy has been experiencing significant challenges in recent times. That is a truth that cannot be unsaid. With the Naira depreciating substantially against the US dollar and inflation rising to an alarming levels. Now, the Central Bank of Nigeria, that is the CBN, has responded by increasing the monetary policy rate to combat inflation and also stabilize the economy. However, the impact of these measures on the average Nigerian and the Nigerian economy as a whole is still a subject, of debate among experts. And to give you briefs into the, discuss proper, let's get into a statistical representation for the Naira as it stands today. Now, the Naira has experienced significant depreciation, dropping, of course, from 891 Naira to a dollar at some time to 1,609 Naira to a dollar between January 1, 2024 and February 29, 2024. And that is representing an 80.58%. Right? Decline. Now, this decline continued to, rise, reaching 1,416 Naira to a dollar in the official market and 1,450 Naira in the parallel market as of May 8 of 2024. Now, the Naira further depreciated to 1,515 Naira to a dollar on the parallel market as of May 21, 2024. Since September 30 of 2023, though, we've seen the Naira depreciate by over 109%. Right. So that is something right there. And that being said, it is also important for us to look at the CBN's measure taken to combat the inflation, though. Now, the CBN had raised the MPR from 24.75% to 26.25% in May of 2024 to combat inflation and stabilize the economy. This increase actually is aiming to reduce inflation by curbing excessive money supplies and also encouraging savings. Now, some economists, such as the Ayo Teriba, CEO of Economics Associates, supports the MPR hike hike, stating it will help control inflation and stabilize the economy. But quite a number of others have still come out as saying that, look, the continuous raise in the bar might not really go down well with businesses in Nigeria, especially when you also consider the fact that inflation is 34.19%, as of June of 2024, and that doesn't spell good for Nigeria's economy. We've seen the organized private sector to come out, very recently to also speaking in line. But let's introduce our guest, who is in the person of Mr. Adefolari Olamilekan. He's a political economist, a lead researcher and policy analyst at Pole Echo Analytics, a think tank and economic research organization based in Abuja, Nigeria. And indeed, he's going to be adding his voice in this discourse, and we will indeed have a robust conversation. And just to bring it to your eardrums, audio visuals, that is as well, that you can join this discourse, especially if you're one who has been having questions as to what is happening with the Nigerian Naira. I mean, at some point it rose to 1,600. In fact, people suspected and said, it was going to get to 2,000 Naira to $1. And then suddenly we saw the CBN come with some policies right there, and it started to reduce, to go down, to gain against the dollar. It got to the place of even 1,100 Naira. In fact, I, as well as you, were jubilating at the time and saying, oh my goodness, this is just something to write home about. We are so happy. And we're looking at having the Naira come down, to even 800, Naira, 700 and all of that. And just when our hopes were getting high, we saw the Naira shoot again. And experts have come out to say, some have said that it was just a blinding game of the CBN just to give us a false hope. But let's hear from our guest, Mr. Adefolari Olamilekan. Welcome aboard to the discourse this morning.
Good morning, and good morning to our listeners.
Right. Well, I'm sure you heard some of the things that I've said. The economy is in a state of needing help, and needing help very, very fast. However, it seems as though we've come up with policies just to help the Nigerian Naira so he doesn't experience the free fall that he's experiencing. We saw a brink of hope at some point where the Naira gained 1,100 Naira. In fact, someone said it was going to be 1,000 Naira to $1 to the jubilation of Nigerians. And it didn't take up to a week before we saw it skyrocket back to 1,004 to 1,003 to 1,005 now, and is edging towards 1,006 at the parallel market. And we've also seen some of the moves by the CBN, right, where the CBN is trying as much as it could to ensure that there is some stability and also some gaining, for the economy, raising the MPR and everything, which of course quite a number of persons have come out to saying that, look, CBN, this is not a step in the right direction. You must be mistaken with this continuous MPR rate hike. Even though you're saying it's going to curb inflation, it is really oppressing the businesses as well. As such, a man and other business organized private sector have come out to telling the CBN that, look, before you know it, if we continue this way, we may not just be having businesses thrive anymore in the country. What will be your thoughts and very, very fearful concern with what's going on? Are we on this path to economic stability, or we are rather being stagnated and maybe taking a nosedive?
I think what we're having is the foundational issues on our monetary economy that have transmitted into a general economic body. And we need to be very critical, we need to be very objective, and we need to point to the fact of what is really happening. Now, there are two issues on ground. Why is Naira still continue to depreciate after CBN done some magical words, to bring it down to 1,001, selling it to BDC at 1,200 Naira or 1,230 Naira thereabout. And now come it has risen to 1,565 as of this morning. What has really happened? Now, on the other hand, is the MPR talking about the monetary policy rate, talk about interest rate, cash reserve ratio rate, liquidity rate. Now, let's take one after the other so that we can be able to understand some of these issues. Now, on the should I start with the Naira depreciation, or should I talk about the MPR? Which one should we go first?
Well, let's start with the Naira. Whichever one links into the other precisely is what we should look into first.
Okay, now although they are linked but not totally linked,
Okay.
but we'll try as much as possible to break it in a way that our radio listener can understand, and I will try as much as possible not to be too technical in some of the issues, but to make it to lay it bare to where every single individual can understand. Now, this is what is happening to the Naira. Let's take a look at generally every country have a currency.
Okay.
And one of the backbone of every country currency is productivity. Productivity that lead to what? Exportation. You get it? Now, apart from that, there are other things that also support the country currency. It talks about the monetary policy of the country in terms of safeguarding the principles behind what is called national currency. That means safeguarding and protecting the currency from being abused. Now, in our own climate, the Naira has been abused. Naira has been subjected to so many challenges, based because there are no corporate governance around our monetary policy to secure the Naira from being turning it to an item or an item that become a commodity to be sold, like other things that can be sold on the market. You get it? Now, away from that, now this is what is happening to the Naira present. When the new CBN S-man came into power, they had issues with backlog of people they are owing in terms of dollar they're supposed to give to a certain individual, about $10 billion, which they cleared. And in clearing those backlog of dollars, went as far to securitization of our foreign reserve. That means they went ahead to get some money from somebody for those backlog of dollar. Now, they also engaged and ensured that NNPC bring in the dollar they are earning from the oil receipts, and they'll get some money for remittances. Government brings some loans and the rest of them. So they get all these things. Then all this was done, and they were able to stabilize Naira to 1,100 to 1,200 Naira. You get it about 3 months ago. You get it? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
Yes. Now, when they get Naira to that amount, that means something need to help them to be able to sustain it. So what did the CBN did? The CBN went and sold treasury papers. I mean, of all those treasury papers, that means paper money that they will sell to the public. The public will come and buy it. Then CBN will pay them on with certain interest. Then when CBN did that, they brought out 250 billion or thereabout. Then they got over the treasury papers was oversubscribed, getting over 400 billion. I hope you're getting it.
Yeah.
Now that one's on ground. Now the other aspect is this: they just finished then selling that there was another need for government to sell treasury paper again. There's bond paper. So what I'm trying to point is that we have gone back to the same circle that we found ourselves some years back. We found ourselves some months back, whereby we securitize our Naira. We strengthen our Naira through non-ability to put much money in our foreign reserve. Even though last week or 2 weeks ago, the CBN came out and said, okay, the foreign reserve has increased to $34.2 billion US. But that is not enough to cater for an import-dependent economy like ours. But the reason why the Naira is depreciating right now is because the CBN need to recover. A lot of people will not tell you this. They need to recover back what they have sold out to people and what they are going to give to people who bought treasury papers.
Okay.
I don't know whether I get it.
Right. I'm trying to.
Now, what is happening is that after settling the first debt we have found out, a new debt has come for them to be able to recover. So the only way government and the CBN can recover money to people who subscribe for treasury paper is to technically devalue the Naira and be selling it at a marginal profit price to people who buy and people who gain. Just yesterday, a report came out that 11 banks in Nigeria have gained over 2 trillion Naira as a result of selling Naira and exchange of Naira and dollar.
11
so
banks. Yeah.
The question is that as long, are you with me?
Yes, go ahead.
As long as we continue to make Naira an item or commodity of buying and selling, this will continue to happen.
So what can
Naira
we make?
cannot be stabilized to 300 Naira to 400 Naira with these kind of principles of monetary policy that we are practicing. We have to tell ourselves the truth.
So
we are not earning much from crude oil to increase the foreign reserve. We are not getting enough from our diaspora remittances. we are not getting enough of FDI into the country to come and invest in the country. And the export we are making, we are not exporting anything to earn dollar apart from crude oil. So the only thing we can get to strengthen Naira is to back it up with a treasury paper sale, bonds paper sale, loans, and other securitization from foreign FPIs to give us dollars, and we use this to guide it and get back by selling Naira to whoever. By selling dollar we want to buy to in exchange for Naira at higher price. That is just what is happening.
If the Naira is experiencing these woes, right, and these challenges, how can these challenges be addressed to stabilize the currency? What is the way out for the Naira, the Nigerian Naira, in the spate of all of these happenings?
The first thing has been said earlier. We have said it and ampered on it. We need to step up our exportation, and we need to decrease our importation. Because what is eating up Naira is excesses on the part of importation. Because a lot of things have been imported, a lot of businesses have been done through the dollar. So if excesses is on that part, there is no way Naira can stabilize. So two things: increase your export, earn more from exportation, and decrease your importation. That is the way out.
So
then
you don't think that the CBN's decision to increase the MPR is controlling inflation in any way? You don't think so?
No. This particular issue of inflation is another issue
aspect.
That is quite
okay, but we're still talking
aspect that we won't mix it up with the Naira depreciation.
Okay, I get that.
Because Naira depreciation lead to inflation.
Right,
you get it?
Right.
Not the other way. Not inflation.
Okay.
It is because of the Naira deflation, because of Naira devalue. That's why we're having issues with inflation, because most things that we are getting used in Nigeria is imported. So inflationary pressure is coming from international transmission of prices, because prices of goods and services are priced in dollar. So when you buy them and bring them here, you change them to Naira. So the value increase in Naira sum, where the value in dollar sum is very few. Imagine you have a $1 now, and they are giving you $1 for 1,560 Naira. So if you are going to buy $10 worth of a tin, that means you need how many thousands of Naira to get it? You understand?
I get that now.
Hello, Uda.
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Right?
So that is the. So if we are to discuss, if we are going to take the second part of the question, we talk about the MPC or the MPR. Now we have to.
Let's talk about the MPR.
Now the MPR is another issue that it linked to global monetary policy decision across the world. If you have been watching and monitoring global monetary policy decision by central bank across the world, from China to US to UK to Sweden to Europe, something significant made many of them to increase their rate. It isn't just Nigeria that increased its rate yesterday or the day before yesterday. Since 2-3 weeks ago, countries across the world have been increasing their rate. And one of the key issues that made them to increase the rate was the volatile price uncertainty in crude oil. I don't know whether you get it, because most of us that are critical economists have been following what is happening in the crude oil market globally. The 4 types of crude oil that we have: WTI, OPEC basket, Brent, and Bonilla. There has been a instability in their prices. They have been fluctuating. So global CBN across the world have been looking at that to fix their rate. And the first country that did that was the US Reserve Bank. They monitor it seriously, and they dodge it based on the recent increase that happened and the flood that also happened to crude oil price. So they fix their rate, but it's not much. It wasn't up to 7%, but they ensured that it was stable. Then European banks, also the European Central Bank, particularly European banks, did first. Then their central banks affiliate also did. Then China also looked at it also. So all of them increased their rate. Now, come down to Nigeria. The Central Bank of Nigeria don't increase rate because of domestic economic issues alone. They also look at global economic issues, just like what I've earlier explained, that because of central banks across the world are increasing their rate, they also follow suit. And the question will not be why. The reason is because Nigeria economy is foreign capital dependent. We have to take it. When I mean foreign capital dependent, we are clamoring for foreign direct investors. And foreign direct investors are looking for where rate is a little bit high to reap up benefits. And there are beneficiary gains when rate increase. But many of us don't know. We only look at the side that it affects businesses. For instance, when interest rate is increased, if you have shares with companies, if you have treasury papers that you have bought from government, if you have share anywhere in Nigeria, by the time they will be paying you your dividend, you'll be smiling to the bank.
Wow.
Those are one of the advantage.
Okay.
Now, in savings, most of us are saved with the bank. We don't know that it also helps us to get little changes on top of the 1 naira, 2 naira that we have in our bank account. We don't know. Although it's very, it's not too visible, it's not too significant, but it has another advantage. Another aspect of it is that it attracts investors into the country because they know that the rate is high. Then it also makes government papers to be very attractive. So those are the advantage of interest rate. You get it? But the side of it that most of us concentrate is that it denies small businesses from getting loans. It also denies banks from giving people loans. You get it? Those are the things that we look at. But in overall understanding of it is that we must understand it. In other interest rate alone doesn't fight inflation.
Okay.
But I have now come to understand that the CBN-led Ekadoso have realized that if they continue using interest rate jacking, they cannot achieve the inflation they want, the dropping of inflation they want to do. So that's why if you see that their latest statement said what they are suffering for is that there is no support from the fiscal policy side to help the monetary side to stabilize the economy. So what it means is that the fiscal policy of the federal government of Nigeria, the fiscal policy of all state governors, including FCT, is not helping CBN to achieve the goal of fighting inflation. And what are those fiscal policies? The money, the way government make money and how it spend the money. Now, how does government make money? Through taxes, through loyalty, through revenue. And how does it spend money? Through capital project, recurrent project. So it means that we have been spending our money unwisely. So it doesn't help us to address the challenge that we're having in inflation. So those are the things that CBN talk about. And in their last MPC meeting, they also raised some issues around security, transportation, as well as storage issues of food is causing high cost of food in Nigeria. So we must be able to understand all these issues, and that's why I thought I was to not to be too technical, so that our listener can understand why interest rates is jacking up. It is not because they want to strangulate businesses, but it is also to attract something into the economy. So at the end of the day, they are attracting this into the economy. They're also incurring something negative in the economy.
So in other words, you're saying that Nigerians are safe in the face of the realities and in the move by the central bank in this regard?
We can't entirely say that because it's a two side of the coin that we must understand. Just like I painted with, if they are increasing rates, they want to attract certain businesses into the economy. If they are also increasing rates, they are also denying certain businesses the opportunity to enjoy credit facilities.
Okay.
I don't know whether you get it.
I get
and that lacking that denying them those credit facilities lead to what? It hampered manufacturing sector. It hampered the real sector of the economy. So when we talk about the real sector, we're talking about aspect of the economy where we're talking about productivities like manufacturing sector, construction, estates, food and beverages, agriculture. People that will need loan from the banks will not be able to get those loans.
So isn't that worrisome?
The interest rate is very high.
Isn't that worrisome for you? I mean, some would rather have said that we would have focused on engineering, re-engineering, rejuvenating, these businesses that we have on the home soil, rather than try to make our economy so attractive that people from outside the international, persons or community will want to sign up with Nigeria because of some of these innovations, which should have been given priority the most.
I think both will have priority. You know why I said both will have priority? Priority is because
what should have priority? Sorry,
government is selling his paper. treasury papers.
Okay.
Government is
both, he said.
selling
Both.
bonds paper. So they need people to come and buy it, and they need people to buy it so they can raise money for the economy, and they have to pay the interest rate. That's one. And then the businesses also need loan, capital, credit facilities from the banks they can get. But we know where we have issues. Where we have issue is on the side of this not linking both together. There's excesses on one, there's overburden on one. I hope you are getting me.
I get that. So which one has the excesses?
Now,
which one has the overburden?
The excesses is on the excesses on the part of the interest rate being jacking up, because we need to borrow money and we want people to be attracted in buying our treasury papers and treasury bonds.
Okay.
So government want to raise money from that. Then the burden is on the businesses that will need to collect credit facilities from banks. So where would they get the money if interest rate is high? But as I told you earlier, people will smile to the banks if interest rate is jack up, especially shareholders, treasury papers owners, helping government to raise revenue. But on the other side, businesses will suffer because they won't have credit facilities to expand their business, to build new plants, to buy new equipment, to import new machineries and the rest of them. So those are the burden, and these are the excesses.
Well, I'm afraid that's exactly where the concern of Nigerians really base, because the concern will be how can we indeed get to borrow these monies if we cannot even have these monies and the interest rates is being jacked up, especially for local manufacturers in the country. Well, we'll just take a breather. When we come back, of course, we'll look at opening the phone lines officially, and then looking at some possible solutions, how we can get out of this quagmire, because the Nigeria economy has been in a state of almost stagnation, right, if you want to put it that way, or slow progress. And Nigerians are saying it's high time we begun to, make giant strides in the economy, and what must be done. If it has to be done, then it should be done. Well, we'll be right back in a short bit. This is Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, where we give you an audio-visual radio experience that you can count on anytime, any day. Find us and catch us across social media platforms where we have strong presence: Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok, as well as the YouTube channel. Subscribe, give us a following, give us a like, and of course, be a part of this gigantic family. We'll be right back.
Your number one radio experience you can count on. Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
In 2022, she shook the world with her Real Warri Pikin Unfiltered, successfully selling out Warri, London, Milton Keynes, Manchester, Ghana, and Abuja. Now, she is back again with something special. The Real Warri Pikin Unapologetically Me comedy special, where in her words, she plans to make sweet love to you guys.
Area, where the play?
Oh my God, you don't shout it down.
Mark your calendars, as the date is Sunday the 28th of July. Venue, This Day Dome, Abuja. Ticket categories: regular 10,000 Naira, VIP 50,000 Naira, Premium 100,000 Naira, Executive 200,000 Naira. Tickets are available on realwarriorpikin.com and physically at all Razor Sharp collection outlets in Abuja. For contact and inquiries, please call 0703-656-5675. Sponsored by Maltida, Goldberg, Airpeace, and Fidelity Bank. Partners: Lisa Seeds, Mshell Homes, Sense Tracy, Black Box, and Dexon Security.
Media partner,
Eagles FM Abuja.
Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Here to stay.
You're still tuning and locked on to Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. My name is Udwak Daniel, and this is the political and current affairs rogue show right here on this particular platform. And opening the phone lines officially, like as I said earlier, just before we went on that commercial, looking at Naira's free fall, CBN's MPR to the rescue, and still having a conversation with our guest in the person of Mr. Adefolari Olamilekan. Right, you can hit the phone lines now and ask those salient questions. Let's find out ways out of the woods on this one and see to it that our economy is indeed looking better and brighter. 0903 0907, I beg your pardon, 353-0044 is that number to call. There is another number, 0908-766-8888, and the WhatsApp portal number is 0909-705-4450. As you send a message via the WhatsApp portal, please do not send a voice notes, just keep it to a message, right? So a WhatsApp message would be lovely, right? As we go engaging. Right. Now, still with our guest, who's in the person of Mr. Adefolari Olamilekan, let's take a look at, some meaning to, some of the words or some of the terms, right? When you talk about Naira depreciation, we're talking about a decrease in the value of Naira, making imports more expensive and increasing the cost of living. When we talk about inflation, a sustained increase in the general price of level of goods and services, right? Reducing the purchasing power of consumers. When we talk about the MPR, we are talking the interest rate at which commercial banks borrow from the CBN, influencing the cost of credit and economic activity. And finally, when we also talk about the external debt stock, the total amount of debt owed by Nigeria to foreign creditors increasing due to Naira depreciation. Do you agree with this very last one? I mean, with the Naira depreciation saga and everything, it has also been discovered that we are having indeed the total amount owed is increasing on a daily. Does this cause, concern for the Nigerian government as well as the Nigerian economy and the Central Bank of Nigeria?
Definitely. Let's even break that down for people to understand. When we say the cost of our debt will be on the higher side because as a result of the depreciation, what it means is that if you borrow $1,000 last year, in Nigeria borrowed $1,000 last year. Now, at that time, Naira was 200 Naira to a dollar. Now, if you want to pay that 1,000 Naira, although, in international loan principles as it stands, most times when you borrow money from the MOU you sign is that you'll be servicing the loan.
Okay, yeah.
You'll be paying certain amounts every year to the loan. So, the principal, the real $1,000 that you borrow, you may not be paying it immediately, but you'll be paying certain percentage and servicing the loan so that it can help you to be able to obtain another one. So what it means is that the 200 Naira the 200 Naira to a dollar that you had last year, compared to what will be happening when Naira depreciates, it means that at the end of the day, you'll be looking for 400 Naira to be paying for each of the 1,000, each of the $1 that make up the $1,000 that you borrow. I hope you understand, and I hope our listener grasp what I've just explained. Or I should come back again. What it means is that if you borrow $1,000 last year and the Naira was just 200 Naira at that time to a dollar. Now, if you are going to be paying for that loan or if you are going to be servicing the loan, instead of you to be looking for 200 Naira for per dollar, you now be looking for 400 Naira per dollar.
Understood.
We get it.
Yeah, understood.
So now, presently now, a dollar is 1,000. Are different. There are three markets now.
Yes.
There is NAFEX. There is NAFEX, and there's also NAFEX is Nigerian Autonomous Foreign Exchange. Then there is NAFIX. NAFIX is the Nigerian Foreign Exchange market. Then we also have the which majorly the autonomous market majorly sometimes can be regarded as a black market because nobody controls it. You get it? But the NAFEX is controlled. That's the market we have with the IIE window.
So which one is called the parallel market?
The parallel market is the black market.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
That's the technical name, black market. They don't call it black market because they don't want people to, so they call it parallel market.
Okay.
But it is also part and parcel of the NAFEX, the autonomous market, the Nigerian Autonomous Foreign Exchange market, where people, because it's not controlled by the CBN. The one that is controlled by the CBN is the NAFIX, Nigerian Foreign Exchange Market, which is the IIE window that we know. I hope you are getting it. So, these different markets, everybody buy and sell at a rate they can make profit. That's why I made mention that earlier, just a report came out yesterday that 11 major banks in Nigeria, the first-time Nigerian banks that have been selling dollar, all of them altogether make 2 trillion naira as profit. You get it? So it is just about everybody making 20 naira, 30 naira, 50 naira on each dollar that you are buying or you are selling. So because of that, definitely the Nigerian debt will be increasing. The payment of our debt will increase because the rate of naira, the numbers of value of naira you'll be looking to pay for every dollar that we have incurred last year has tripled. It was 450. Now 1,005. Damn, it has tripled. So our debt profile is very expensive. Over 100 trillion as we speak now. Over 100 trillion as we speak now.
Well, still opening the phone line. 0907-353-0044 is that number to call. The other number will be 0908-766-8888. And the WhatsApp portal number would be 0909-705-4450. Let's just take this call. Hello and good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning to you, please.
Yeah, God bless you people there in the studio.
Thank you so much. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Peter. I'm calling you from Buhari Area Council.
All right, Peter, let's go straight into it.
God bless your analyst.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's supposed to be an economist lecturer.
Right. Okay, let's go into it.
You see, a few days ago, I just received the SMS from my bank that due to MPR, whatever that they've increased and I'm on loan with the bank. So what it means now, I've got the bank manager, you people are explaining in the studio, I've got the bank manager, he has told me the differences, how money has increased. So I don't know. Everything boils down on this minimum wage. This 70,000 naira minimum wage you see. They give it to workers with right hand and they want to collect it with left hand. I don't know. The federal government, they should do something. Nigerians are not happy.
Okay.
Nigerians are not happy. They
Okay.
should do something.
Okay.
They should do something.
All
God
right.
bless you.
Thank you so much, though. Appreciate that one. Mr. Adefolari, you've heard, the family member right there saying, hey, it seems as though this whole, scenario, it's a ploy to indeed collect the increment that has been given via the minimum wage back, right? That he is.
That may not literally happen now.
Okay.
You get it? It may not literally happen now, but one thing about the three threshold that CBN use: liquidity ratio, cash reserve ratio, and interest rate. They work together. But as we speak right now, minimum wage has not been paid to anybody. It was just signed in yesterday, and I think the implementation will start from next month, August salary for civil servants. I don't know whether private person can start paying minimum wage from this particular month, but at least for government, it's starting from next month, August salary. Then, for the caller, he really expressed his fear because he has a loan with the bank. Definitely, the banks want to apply the latest report, latest rate from the CBN because the banks, they don't want to lose. They have given you money to go and do business. They expect you to also add, to also make profit. And this way we have challenge with this interest rate in terms of why it will not help to address inflation, because the more interest rate percentage that bank creditors or bank debtors are owing or are paying, the more they will translate or transmit that cost on end user of their product. Like this caller that called now, if it's someone that is producing bottled water, now that the banks have increased his loan liability as a result of the interest rate jack-up, what the person will do is that maybe his product now is going to do another unit price increase. Simply or just in a lighter way to make more profit, so that he can be able to pick back his loan. Or that person may reserve that, okay, this money that I collected, I wanted to go and buy 2-3 equipment before. I will not buy 2-3 equipment again. I will buy one, then keep the other money down so that when the bank is calling asking for their money, I will return their money to them, because it's happening like that. You get it? Because as an economist person who advise people on economic issues, when you are collecting loans or when you collect credit, you don't use all the money. You don't use all the money to invest on that particular business. You have to keep some as a measure to safeguard and be helping to oil your payment of the credit. That's just the simple thing.
All right. Well, let's look at the impact of Naira depreciation and inflation on Nigerians. Some believe that there are some significant implications, for Naira depreciation and inflation on Nigeria and Nigerians. One of such would be the increased cost of living. Another, of course, would be reduced purchasing power, uncertainty in the economy, decreased consumer spending, investment and economic growth. These are, some of the thought lines, that come as an impact of Naira depreciation and inflation on Nigerians. So do you agree with that, first of all, before I proceed?
Definitely it will happen, but let's break that in a simple language. What it means is that price of things will increase, particularly imported things and complementary imported machines, equipment and tools and spare parts.
Okay. All right.
That's what it means.
Well, experts have emphasized the need for the CBN to address the underlying, causes of inflation, such as currency fluctuations and economic instability, rather than just increasing the MPR. They have also stressed the importance of diversifying Nigeria's economy to reduce its dependence on oil exports, which they believe will mitigate the impact of external shocks. Why then does diversification of the Nigerian economy seem to be an Herculean task from your point of view?
It's because many of our business elite are not ready for economic diversification. They don't want it to happen.
They don't want it
Just
to
take a look at the oil and gas sector.
Yeah.
They don't want it to happen. Just look at the oil and gas sector. Look at the power sector. Look at the agri and food production sector. Everything is imported. Some people want PMS to be continually imported into the country when we have refinery that have been built, one of the largest refinery in Africa has been built, but they still want importation of PMS. Some people still want some food to be imported. That's why for the 3 items on that was initially denying forex was push and pressure on the president that he should let CBN be letting those products to be assessing forex. So people are enjoying the largesse that comes out of importation. So economic diversification is very, very difficult because there are people who want that not to happen, and there are people who want the status quo, the status quo of economic dependent, foreign capital dependent, and all manner of corruption around economic and governance in Nigeria to continue to be what it has been over the last 25 years.
But would you now
they don't want it to happen.
Would you now say that we are not aware as Nigerians? I mean, there is belief that we have the likes of Wale Edun, Minister of Finance. We have quite a number of very well-meaning, well-read Nigerians, economists as well, who should be, who are saddled with the responsibility of advising the president.
The issue is that we have different types of economists.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. We have different types of economists.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Go ahead.
We have different types of economists.
Okay.
We have different types of economists. We have critical economists. We have neoliberal economists. We have development economists. We have what do you call it? People who believe in capitalist orientation of economic policy and principles. We have free market economic crusaders. Majority of people that you find in government are majorly free market economists.
Well, what does that mean?
Believe in capitalism.
Okay.
Who believe that government will just remain a regulator.
Okay.
Government have no business doing business. Government have no business making refinery to work. We have many of them in government, and it is not just the likes of Wale Edun that we have now. A lot of them have come and gone in government until we have critical economists who understand home market strategy economy, who believe in that it is to be government controlling the economy, starting with production. Government should own factory. Government should lead in factory. Just last week, my organization, Eco Analytics, released a press release around food importation that government want to give to individuals to be importing food. And we said it is not strategic. Government need to be at the forefront of food production. Government need to lead and show us all the farm estates they're supposed to get engaging. Although they'll be doing policy on paper and national mechanization of agriculture, and they will not own one single hectares of land anywhere, but they will be buying equipment, buying a tractor. Have you heard the numbers of tractors to be bought by government any moment from now? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. I can hear you.
And they will buy those tractors and they will give it out to farmers, they will give it out to people. After one year, nobody will see the tractors again. But what we are saying is that government is supposed to lead in the economy. The way Americans build their economy, many people thought the American government doesn't participate in the economy. They are participating in the economy 24/7. They have mechanism to control price 24/7, including the UK. All the European countries listening to the tendency and the principles that European Central Bank tell them to do, which means that government must control the economy. They don't allow any shady Shylock individual who call himself a producer, a manufacturer, to be using a gloomy picture to be witch hunting the government and be pushing them one side that the government doesn't need to participate in the economy. A critical example is this. We have been complaining of food issues in Nigeria. Government is not. Where is the farm that they own? Not just federal government alone, including state government. If you look at it, they don't have farms. So how are you going to secure food security for Nigerians when you want to rely on old farmers and political farmers who organize farmers? You want to rely on them, and you want to secure them with a lot of food, in food sufficiency and food, it will not happen because those guys will always want to profiteer from the system. Then you talk about other aspects of the economy. Is it in transportation? Apart from railway, now because of the intensive funding there, no individual want to invest in railway. That's the only thing that Nigerian government is participating as a business, railway business.
Okay.
NNPC that's supposed to be refining oil product is not refining anything. It's relying on joint ventures and others. So for us, when you have a critical economist, that's why my article that is coming out next week is talking about President Tinubu must engage a critical economist, not a neoliberal, a free market economist that he has surrounded himself with. He also is a free market thinker. He's a physicalist. He believes in how government make money and spend money in terms of taxation, revenue, and the rest of it. But he needs a critical economist in his cabinet. All this nonsense that you are selling treasury paper, you are selling bond paper. It would a critical economist to advise the government as the chief economist that, sir, we don't need this. It will cripple our economy. We don't need that. We will suggest something that will be more better, that will come from homegrown ideas.
Right.
That's what we need.
All right. Let me take a couple of messages via the WhatsApp. This one coming from Samuel from Kuje says, "Greetings to you, my brother Udwak Daniel, and greetings to the guest." He says, "I just want to ask, why is it that our economy is tied to American dollar? Does it mean that Nigeria cannot do without dollar? Are we under the colony of America that their monies have to dictate our economy? Have to dictate how our economy will go?" Okay, thank you, UD. And well done. Okay, for the good work. Okay, I get that. Have a great day, he says. UD, thank you. And yet another one that I'm bringing to you, and of course, you will put a cap on it, a final words on it as you react to these. It says, "Good morning, Mr. Udwak and Olamile Khan. Good morning to you too." It says, "Please, how can CBN narrow down their monetary policy towards food hike reduction in Nigeria?" Usman is asking this question from Suleja. Yeah, let's have your thoughts. It says, how can CBN narrow down their monetary policy towards food hike reduction in Nigeria? And that's coming from Usman from Suleja. And then, of course, you give your final thoughts.
Okay. Now, this is what the person need to know. If monetary policy is not linked to fiscal policy, it will not reduce higher cost of food. Now, what are those fiscal policy that monetary policy will link up to, integrated to, linked to trade policy? These are the things. That policy talks about how government make money and how spend its money. So we ask, what areas of food production is the government spending its money? Apart from cosmetic arrangement of buying, giving fertilizer, giving out tractors. The only thing to reduce high cost of food is for government to participate in food production, own farms, create farms, and ensure that government create the access whereby as they are harvesting those food, it is the government that will sell the food to the people. That is the only way you can reduce food production. Now, the monetary aspect of it is that CBN interest rate will definitely come down if the fiscal policy of government is working to address the challenges that we have in the economy. 1, energy. 2, road infrastructure. 3, policy regulation. 4, our multiple taxation issues, our issues around our taxes. And number 5, how government tackle corruption around the economy. Procurement processes that are being reviewed, and contractor will collect their 35% at the industry and they will be doing through the job. And those are not addressed. Keep complaining. But for food price to come down, government must be the one producing food in Nigeria, not giving people tractors and sharing fertilizer here and there. They must hold of the market of food price in Nigeria. They must be able to fix the price, be able to lead. That's the only way we can reduce it.
All right. Thank you so much for your thoughts. Well, that will be Mr. Olamilekan. Defalari Olamilekan. Thank you so much for opening our eyes to these ones. We are very, very grateful for this one. You are a political economist, a lead researcher and policy analyst at Poll Echo Analytics, a think tank and economic research organization based in Abuja, Nigeria. We look forward to having more conversation with you in the coming days, though.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. A very good morning to all our listeners, and for all of them that called. We say thank you for their contribution, and the ones that are listening, thank you for listening.
Right. All right, you heard it from him already. The phone lines are beeping at this point in time. Well, not a good time, but I'm sure that you're able to grasp what exactly the situation is with the Naira free fall, as well as the CBN's efforts to addressing the issue, looking at the MPR and everything. The Nigerian economy is indeed facing significant challenges. There's no gainsaying, including Nigeria's depreciation and rising inflation. However, some of these efforts by the CBN through the monetary policy adjustments and other measures are aimed at mitigating some of these risks and achieve economic stability. However, a comprehensive approach, just as our guest has put it out there in black and white, needs to be put in place to address the underlying causes of inflation, and diversifying the economy is a notable way out, very necessary to achieving sustainable economic growth. And it is our belief and hope that should these be put into practice, into implementation experientially, we would be able to come out of the woods on this one. Thank you for your time. And